It's come down to this, a showdown of epic proportions. The South versus the North, and the East versus the... Where is Kimberly? What? No, get my Standard 8 geography book.
And from that time to this, two sides have lifted it more than any others. The Vodacom Bulls and DHL Western Province.
Our first semi-finals between the mighty Vodacom Bulls, who hosts a familiar foe in DHL, the Pier. This reminds me of the time that the Avengers had a domestic dispute and split in two, and they met up at Lanseria Airport to roll each other, and it was actually quite epic because there was like Team Cap and there was Team Iron Man, and Shines with powers were throwing each other around. And webs and shields flying. And Oaks were clearly on creatine. Oh, I got carried away again. Hey, back to the action. Meanwhile, this China gave up trying to figure how his camera works. Now, since Jake White got a hold of the Bulls, they have looked unstoppable. Last year, they showed it, and this year, they're at it again with the comeback kid, Cornel Hendricks, rolling back the years and rolling over the defenders, showing his class. And just 2 minutes later, some brilliant silky hands and support play plucked from the heavens as the Bulls start to dismantle Province.
Oh, it's cold stuff from the Vodacom Bulls, and they're in again.
The Province defense was at sea. They're at 6s at 7s, up by Clifton, not knowing whether they're Arthur or Martha, Veronica or Archer. Come on, Boot. It's not.
They get a penalty their way, and the tap and goes. The choice from Paul de Vet, who has found some space, sends it off to Juan de Jong, and Wolf van der Merwe for the corner.
Now, I have a question for Edel van der Merwe, okay? Just freeze it, please. Okay, give me another angle. Okay. Now, bro, is this really the safest way to score this try? You know me, I'm Anton, I'm all for theatrics. But the defender isn't anywhere near you, Chan. You are one extra slice of pizza away from touching that flag. Even the touch judge was nervous. Anyway, but to each his own. Sweet try, you meant to do that.
De Vet, Neethling for sheer, fresh onto the field. For sheer for the line. Driven back at the final moment. De Vet with options now. Daimani has the stop as he receives that. Penalty advantage. De Vet sends it again. Peterson. Oh, he's nailed by Ruan Nortje. And now it's Daimani again. The line beckoning. Over he goes.
Now that was a hard work try, even for the ref. Taking more of a beating than the Province try line. A crazy game, a mad game. 5 tries in the first 20 minutes. And other moments like Sergio Peterson pulling off this craziness. And Juan de Jong, Jubas, forgetting he was in the middle of the game.
It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the...
Personally, I don't think there's ever a bad time for YMCA. But the Vodacom Bulls just kept on showing their class again and again.
Zach Berger, Tim Swiel offsides, but
finishing off with this beauty of a try. Cornel Hendricks breaking barriers.
Inside ball to Cornel Hendricks, the one and only Cornel Hendricks.
Was it ever in doubt that Jake and his boys were final bound? On to semi-final 2, where the Tafellager Griquas travelled to Durbs. It's been 50 years since Griquas made the final, so as the underdogs, they have a point to prove.
Hey! I'm not afraid anymore! I said I'm not afraid anymore! Do you hear me? I'm not afraid anymore!
I think they are so close now, surely they must be over.
But let's just say that after that first try, they were more like...
The Humber waits for it. Now, Marius Lowe straight through, blacked through 2 tacklers, and the inside centre's got exactly what the Sharks wanted.
But the Griquas defence was asleep on the job,
As well from Currie for Griquas. It's again a good catch in the line out and a good drive once again. And here they come. Kevin van Vieren has got his second try.
It looked like it was all over. But in the dying minutes of the game, the Griquas rallied to make it a 4-point game. Every player leaving a piece of his soul out on the field there.
The never say die attitude of this team, Griquas.
But in the end, the Sharks held out. And they make it through to another final. A repeat of last year's final. I mean, it was actually this year's final in January, but I mean, this is becoming more predictable than.
Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives.
And there you have it. The Carl and Currie Cup finalists for 2021 are last year's winners, the Vodacom Bulls, and last year's runners-up, the South Sea Sharks. Can the Sharks overpower Jake White and his rampant Bulls team, or will the Bulls keep on with their dominance? We'll see as it all unfolds in Saturday.